The following video is a demonstration of the Russian peasant algorithm. This particular algorithm is used for multiplication and is based on the principle of doubling and halving. Okay, so as you can see, we have two columns set up here on this whiteboard, and what you want to do is you want to have one column with the halves and one with the doubles. So for the first example, we're just going to keep it easy, and it's going to be 8 times 4. Now, it doesn't really matter which column you put either number in, but for personal preference, I'm going to put the 4 in the doubles just because I find it a little easier to double a smaller number. So I have the 8 in the halves and 4 here. So then I'm going to take half of 8, which I know is 4, and write it here. And then I'm going to double this 4, so 4 doubled is 8. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing again over here, and half of 4 is 2. And 8 doubled is 16, and then I have half of 2, which is 1, and then double of 16 is 32. Now this is where you stop, because once you get down to 1, that's the final level. And finally what you want to do is you want to cross off in the half column all the even numbers, so that's just going to leave me with one number. So I cross out this, the 4, and the 2. And then I'm also going to cross out in the doubles all the numbers that match with the ones that I crossed off in the halves. So I cross out the 4, the 8, and the 16, and all I'm left with is 32. And so since there's nothing else plus 32, I know that the answer is 32. Okay, so for the second example, we chose a little more challenging number. It's a double digit multiplied by a single digit. As you can see, we chose 27 times 9. I'm going to write the 27 over here and the 9 in the doubles column. So half of 27 is 13.5, but in this particular algorithm you don't want to have remainders, so you're going to round down. So I'm just going to cross off the 5 here since we're ignoring it. And I know that double of 9 is 18. And again, I'm going to have another remainder over here because 13 is an odd number. So I know that half of 13 is 6.5. Going to cross it out because I don't want to pay attention to the remainder. Double of 18 is 36. And half of 6 is 3. And then I'm going to multiply, get the double of 36, which is 72. And again, I'm going to have another remainder, but I'm going to ignore it and round down to 1. And then the double of 72 is 144. So I've reached all my steps, and I want to cross out all the even numbers in the half column. So that just takes out the 6. And I'm going to cross out the corresponding number in the doubles column. And then what I want to do is add up all the remaining numbers that I haven't crossed out in the doubles column. So I'm going to add the 9, 18, 72, and 144. So I'm going to add this all, which is 17, 19, and 23. Carry over my 2. And then I've got 2, 3, 10, 14. Carry over the 1. So that gives me 243 as my answer. Now just to be sure, since I know how to stack multiply, I'm just going to do that over here just to verify my answer. And I know that 7 times 9 is 63. Carry over 6, and then I have 18 plus 6, which is 24, which also gives me an answer of 243. So this works. Okay, so for the third and final example, we have decided to use double-digit numbers in both cases. So I'm going to start with 88 in the halves and 11 in the doubles. So I know that half of 88 is 44. Double 11 is 22. Half of 44 is 22. And double of 22 is 44. And then I know half of 22, is 11. And then this is 88. And half of 11 is 5.5. But again, we don't want to pay attention to remainders, and so we're going to round down and cancel out that remainder of 0.5. And I know that double 88 is 176. 5 is 2½ broken into half, and again crossing out the remainders, and double of 176 is 352, and finally down to 1, and I have to double 352 to give me 704. So again, we want to remember that we have to cross out all the even numbers in the half column. So I'm going to start with 88, 44, 22, and 2, and just so I don't add up any unnecessary numbers, I'm going to cross out the corresponding numbers in the doubles column. And here, so I'm left with having to add 88, 176, and 704. So this is going to give me 8 and 6, 14, and 4 is 18, carrying over the 1, and that gives me 9, 16, carry over the 1, and 2 and 7 is 968. So that's what the answers we got from there. Now again, you just want to verify your work by actually multiplying the numbers. So I'm going to do that over here. I know that 8 times 1 is 8, and again 8, putting in the automatic 0, then I have 8 again, and 8, which gives me 8, and this would be 16, carrying over the 1, and the answer also is 968. So this works again.